guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full review of the vintage Hammerhead Star Wars figure. This figure is one of my favorites. If I had to choose, it would be Reese, which was the first figure I did a review on. Reese, which is my favorite. Second, Squid Face. I call him Squid Face, but his real name is Squid Head. Hammerhead, and then my least favorite of my favorites, Klaatu, which is the last figure I did a review on. Alright. This figure's gun. This figure has a gun, yes. Just like most figures in the vintage Kenner Star Wars line. Even ones that were never seen holding one. Which this is a figure that was never actually seen doing anything, really, except for sitting down. This character was from the movie A New Hope. And he was only really seen sitting when he was just sitting down and he looked over.
Yes, I bet you have.
When Greedo shot Han Solo. I am so dumb. I just said, I'm editing this, and I realized that I said that Greedo shot Han Solo. I meant Han Solo shot Greedo. Oh my god, I just can't do this anymore. But this figure has the gun that I think goes really well in Squid Head's hand. Here, I'll show you that. I think this gun goes really well in his hand. So, this figure, almost all the figures, they made from which was only really 5 or 6, from the A New Hope movie, from the Cantina figures. They all had these vests on, and he got a blue one, and Walrus Man got an orange one. So his name is Hammerhead because his head looks like a hammerhead shark, which is pretty obvious. So he has 5 points of articulation. Most of those figures do access every single time, but anyway. So, something really awesome about this figure that I got is his head. As you might know, lots of these Hammerhead figures, lots of them are very old, and the way that they designed this head joint is really floppy. But the one that I got was almost mint condition, and the head is not all floppy, and it actually stays in place, has tight joints, which is really awesome. I got this for a really amazing deal. It would have been $43, but I didn't end up buying the gun. My neighbor actually had a spare and gave it to me, but I didn't buy the gun. And so where I got it from, just took out the gun, and I got it for only around $27. It was half the price, which is really awesome. So he has his information on the back of his leg, but that kind of disappoints me because his legs are such cool sculpts. They have all these cool veins in them. And then it just is, one of his legs is just really ruined by that. They could have put it on the bottom of his feet, but no, they had to put it on his leg. But actually, lots of figures do have the information on the back. Usually they're on the boots, but since he doesn't have boots, they put it on the thigh. But his legs are really cool sculpts. So, this figure, like I said, has very tight joints. But one complaint I do have is how the legs, like, they overlap with each other. Like, whichever one you want to go first goes first. That just looks wonky, and that's how it's supposed to go. Which, it's just kind of annoying, because then you always have him in this, like, kind of tilted to the side. He's kind of like, tilted to the side position, standing position, kind of like he's leaning against a wall or something. So his hand's really awesome. He has a really cool hand. His hand is like, it looks a lot like a human hand. It's really, but it's really veiny. Now, one thing that this figure does not really, like, it's kind of like a caricature of the actual character, which, that's what lots of these are. They're really caricatures of what they are, but usually they look more like the actual character than this one does. This one doesn't. This one doesn't really look like his character, and he kind of looks more like a cousin of his character. His head is a really cool sculpt, but it is, so at first I thought that it was the same head, like they just used one headpiece, and then they just, so it's like, it's parallel, but it's not. It's actually two different pieces, so they sculpted the head probably, then chopped it in half. They're not parallel, I just said parallel. You know what I meant. So his head, it's really cool. It has these lines in it, but he doesn't have, like, a nose or mouth or anything, except that does kind of look like his mouth. He's like, now it kind of looks like his nose. Oh, God, no, I can't unsee that. You could probably get this figure for about $47 if it's in mint condition with the gun, which I got it for not as much money since I didn't have the gun, but you could get it for around $27 if you have the gun. That's my video. I hope you watch more videos by me, and you watch my other videos that I've posted already to this channel.